Welcome to the Got Invention Show. I'm your host, Brian Freed, and our guest today is Sabina Miller. She has an invention called the Foil Decor. Welcome to the show, Sabina.
Thank you so much, Brian, for having me.
So tell us who you are, where you're from, and tell us why you're here.
My name is Sabina Miller. I am from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I am a wallpaper hanger by trade, entrepreneur, and an inventor.
Very nice. So did you know that you were always going to be an inventor?
I did not know I was going to be an inventor.
Well, tell us, how did you come about this idea? So it's called Foil Decor.
Correct.
And you have a website, foildecor.com.
Yes.
And tell us about how this came about.
So my husband and I were planning our wedding, and when we were serving our food, I wanted the convenience of foil pans, but I wanted the look of a casserole dish. So I went online to research it to try to find some type of sleeve. I couldn't find it, so I invented it.
Very nice. And tell us basically what you've done so far.
Oh goodness, what I've done so far. So I am now in several. So we started the beginning, and I am already on Amazon. I'm in gift shops, and so I have done the whole process, and my product is now out there.
Very nice. So why don't you show us a demonstration of what it is and how it works? And
Okay.
then we're going to go through the journey of how you got there, okay?
Absolutely, that sounds great.
All right.
So my product is Foil Decor. It's a serving container for foil pans. It gives you the look of a casserole dish, but it's made out of plastic. So what you do is you insert your foil pan into the base for the support. You have your snap-on ring that secures in your foil pan. You have your snap-on lid that helps maintain temperature, that can be inverted to use as a matching bowl when serving your favorite dip. So whenever you're ready to leave your event, you just take your foil pan out, leave it for your guests to enjoy, take your container home. The handles don't get hot like a casserole dish, so you can take your foil pan directly from the oven into the container. You pop on the lid and you can just walk out the door.
Wow. And it looks like you have a couple colors there also, right?
I do, yes. So right now I just have red and I have white. Those are my two colors, and I'm working on blue as we speak.
Nice. So Sabina, you look like you've come a long way. You have a product that's actually available for sale. It looks like you put a lot of time and effort and energy and money into it.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let's talk about this, because you're a successful business owner by day, and all of a sudden you just had this aha moment. So how did that happen?
So when I started the process of, I came home to my husband and I said, gosh, there is nothing out there like it. So when I was researching online, so I decided to contact a patent attorney to see if there was something already out there like it. So he told me to come up with some type of drawing or some idea to give him an idea of what he's looking for when he did the patent research.
Okay, so in your mind, you had this vision of what this would look like and how it would work. Tell us how that happens, and what'd you do when it did happen?
So the vision that I had, so that was exciting, because when I found out there was nothing else like it, I was like, wow, can I actually create something that, other people would love and use? Because everybody loves foil pans because, they're flimsy, not attractive, hard to transport, but we don't want the cleanup of a casserole dish. So the more that I was putting the effort into it and it was coming to life was just so exciting.
And did you look around to see if there was anything else out there like it? Not just with the patent attorney, but did you go to the stores? Did you do any
Oh,
research
absolutely. Yes.
about that?
Yeah. So when we came up with the idea of us going to display our own food, and I wanted the use of the foil pans, but the look of a casserole dish, that's when I went online and I tried looking up a sleeve of some sort that would make a foil pan look pretty, but there was nothing out there like it.
Even something similar, just a little bit?
Not at the time. There wasn't. I didn't see anything. I kept looking up sleeves for foil pans or something with foil pans. And of course, there was probably like little baskets, but there was nothing that had the ring around it that you can cover it in, lock it in, and serve with it. So there was, probably, like I said, little baskets and things like that for foil pans.
So you had this excitement at that point. You went through, you did some searching, you went shopping, you didn't see anything else like it. What was that feeling like?
Oh, it was great.
About it. Share that experience with us when you come up with an invention, and then not only coming up with it, but actually starting to look to see if it's out there and it doesn't exist.
So it was actually kind of scary because, I didn't find anything out there like it. And then I had that moment of, can I create something that other people would love or that can use it the way that I'm thinking about it in my head? And it was scary. It was exciting. Did I want to go to the next step? I kind of just followed my gut and then just started taking the steps to go towards what I was feeling, that other people would love, what I was thinking in my head, and the use of it. That, gosh, so many moms out there, it would make it easier for cleanups or if you're going to a party and a hostess doesn't have a kitchen full of casserole dishes to clean up, that you can just leave your foil pan there and take it home. And it's that aha moment. It's the problem, the solution that they say that, did you find the solution to the problem? And I felt like that's what I had.
So very nice. When you did come up with this and you noticed that it wasn't out there and you started getting into it, what did you do after that? Did you know anything about bringing a product to market, licensing you might have heard of? Like, what did you do to figure out what the next steps you were going to take would be?
So I went first to my patent attorney to see, okay, let's get it patent. They said, if you don't get it patent, a lot of people say you have to get it patent. So I was trying to take the right steps to get it patent before I made a product, before I brought it to market. So we had a local friend who had a patent attorney that was locally that I met with. And that's where he said, go ahead and give me the drawings and then we can go from there. And then there was nothing else out there like it. We started the patent process.
Okay, so you found this patent attorney from a referral.
Correct.
Okay, and then you showed him what you had, and did you have him conduct, or did he suggest that you conduct a patent search and maybe get some kind of patentability opinion if it is patentable or not?
Yes. So
Okay.
that's what we did, and we did the patent research. It came back clean, and that's where he said, "Okay, well, we could start the process if you want to get this patent." So once you know, the language for the patent attorneys I do not understand, and so it comes back from the examiner. It takes a long time, so you're wondering, wow, is it going to come back from the examiner? Is it already out there? Is he going to compare it? Is he going to go ahead and grant me my patent? So that was the exciting part of when they said nothing's out there and he granted me my patent. I was like, wow, now it is mine. This is my invention. This is mine to just do whatever I want.
Very nice. So you worked with the patent attorney first, and did you file first? Did you start making a prototype? Did you make some kind of prototype, just like a raw crude prototype? Tell us about that experience.
I did. So, well, my husband came home and he laughs at me because I had my casserole dish with the foil pan inside and I had Play-Doh all around the edges of thinking, how can I make it look pretty to cover up the foil pan? So he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, hold on, you got to see the finished product. And after I had the ring, so the ring is, it secures it in and it makes it look more pretty. So you really don't see the edges of a foil pan like you would if you just put it in a casserole dish. So then I thought, well, wow, I kind of need a lid. So when I am transporting it, that I didn't want anything flat, I figured, you know what, if I made it a little bit more domed, so it helps to maintain the temperature, but now you can invert it and you can use it as a bowl. So it just makes it to where when you're serving something, what chips or, buns goes with what platter that you have. So it kind of accompanying it a little bit to make it a little bit more useful and
Oh,
practical.
great. You had the clay that you made, you
Hmm.
this crude prototype just to kind of take out of your mind what you've been thinking and make it. So what'd you do after that?
brought it to the patent attorney, and he ended up making the mechanical drawings. Well, first I had some doodles. And so my doodles turned into his mechanical drawings to help decide what exactly that we wanted. And so when he brought it to the patent, office, that was, along with my patent is the mechanical drawings.
Okay. So he prepared the patent for you with the drawings
Hmm.
and the draft drawings that are required for a patent. So did you do what's called the provisional patent application first, which is the filing date for 1 year to say that you're patent pending while you're
Yes.
exploring? Okay, so you did the provisional patent application first.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Yep.
while that was going on, what did you do to keep it moving forward?
I went ahead and I started doing some research to find an engineer who can actually bring it to life for me. So I researched, I located somebody, and they actually did it on the side for me to save me a little bit more money. And so along with he helping me with my drawings, the CAD file and everything, he also referred me over to a startup business advisor, Rand Walker, who was guiding me and gave me priceless guidance along the way. And so after the engineer, we were, back and forth. It took a little bit longer than I wanted. And that's one thing. Everything you want done so fast because you're ready to just run with it, but you're on everybody's time, and it does take time, and everything's slow. And so we came up with the drawings. He created the CAD file. And once I had the CAD file, then I was able to take it to a manufacturer.
Was it difficult to find an engineer?
It was very difficult
So
because there's so many out there, and but it worked out. I found somebody, and he was great. He was, and we, along the way, we did the screen share, and he had this animated prototype of mine online to where, I felt like I was there with it. Like I was like, yeah, this is great. This is, but I don't like this scallop. I wanted a little bit more, on this end, I need a little bit more scallops, or I want the lid now to scallop to mimic the ring. So it was just all those little details that went along with it.
did you have any budget of what this was going to cost you before you started?
I did not. I had no idea. So it was a lot more expensive. And my husband and I were self funding. So, it did take a little bit longer than it would if we did have an investor and just kind of move forward. But, the engineer helped me. Like I said, he did it on the side to where it saved me some money, which was great.
What was that decision like with you and your husband deciding to start investing, I guess you could say, in this idea? Was it something that was comfortable that you both said, let's go for it? Was it something that I'm sure that might have been some fear or just uncertainty? So, what was that like?
A lot. So my husband is so supportive, and he's so proud of me. And he says, I'm just proud of my wife that she is an inventor, and if it doesn't go anywhere, then I'm okay with it. But for me, I'm on the other hand going, no, we got to get it out there. We got to get our money back. And it was scary because, taking our savings and, you know, his job, my job, it's full time. I mean, this is a full time, and for us self funding, I had to work to help maintain the funding to go to, putting everything into the tooling and manufacturing and getting my prototype. Just ordering a prototype just to take somewhere is just very expensive, and you just don't know these things.
And did you do any research to know that besides you, that other people would buy it before you started putting money into it?
I did. I did. So the feedback that I got from family and friends was great, but I said, no, I want you to be completely honest with me. I don't want you to tell me what I want to hear. But everybody was like, wow, this is a great idea. I would use one. And especially when I got my prototype, that's when, I could tell everybody was loving it and wanted one.
That's good. That's a good start. And
It was a good start.
they have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, they just pat you on the back and
Exactly.
make you feel good. It's not going to do anything for you.
Exactly. Yes. Hmm.
One more demonstration. Show us what it's like again. And then you said also that the top part is used as a bowl. So why don't you show us that demonstration?
Sure. Absolutely. All right. So what you do, so, the foil pans, there's flimsy, Not attractive, they're hard to transport, but we love the foil pans. So my product is a serving container for foil pans. It gives you the look of a casserole dish, but it's made out of plastic. So what you do is you insert the foil pan into the base, and now you have the support. You have your snap-on ring, which secures in your foil pan. You have your snap-on lid that helps maintain the temperature, that can be inverted to use as a matching bowl when serving your favorite dip. And when you're ready to leave your event, you just take your foil pan out, you leave it for your guests to enjoy, take your container home, and what I think is the best part is that the handles don't get hot when transporting. So you can take a hot foil pan from the oven, you put it right into foil decor, pop on the lid, and just walk out the door.
That's awesome. And then
Thank you.
the lid also is for the chips.
Correct, yes. So you have a matching bowl. Yeah, absolutely.
That's excellent.
That's the little bonus.
Little bonus. Yeah.
That was my elevator pitch.
that was, that
We
was
know about elevator pitches. You got to get your elevator pitch in.
So now the engineer did a good job for you. You had your CAD files, and now the next steps were to actually go into production. So it looks like you have some pretty packaging there, almost like a sleeve wrap. So what did you do after the engineer? Did you start working on packaging? Did you start making the product?
So we started making the product. So I worked with the engineer to get me the prototype. And once we had the prototype, I had my CAD file. I was really kind of finished with him, and I needed to take the next step to find the manufacturer for me to start producing my product. And I looked for manufacturers here in the US and internationally, and decided it was better for me fund wise to go over to China. But I am now in Oklahoma, which is great.
Very nice. So what was the experience like? How did you find a manufacturer? You're on your own. I mean, it seems like you have a good engineer there. Did you take the CAD files? You went to multiple factories and got pricing. And did you know anything about what kind of material you were going to use? Tell us that experience of like bringing this thing to life.
Right. So, yes, so I'm still learning, it seems like. It's like you're always learning, even today. So, there's so many different plastics, and there's high temperature plastics, there's the flimsy plastic, and they said you need to go to Bed Bath and Beyond and flip it over, and you could see this little circle and it's got a number on it. And I didn't know those things. So now when I go and just pick up a plate somewhere, I was like, yeah, there's a little circle and it's got the number on it for the different plastics. So we were trying to decide what is the best route for me to go with my with Foil Decor, and it was the injection molding, and it's the high temperature plastic so it can hold it. So they gave me a list of, like I said, different plastics. They sent me samples of different ones, and we went with the high temperature plastic, which was the best.
Can you believe you're involved in all this?
I cannot. Even today, some days I'm like, what did I do? And other days I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. Because it's the feedback that I get. And when I'm in front of somebody, that the excitement, and it's that aha moment that they get. Even at our last little show that we had at Christmas, we're wearing the face mask, and the girl's mask just dropped. She goes, I'm sorry, my mouth dropped. And so did my mask went with it. So we were laughing. We thought that was just great. So we get a bunch of that every time. It's that aha moment, like, what? This is just great. Why didn't I come up with this?
But if they only knew what you had to figure out on your own, right?
Yes, exactly. They said if it was easy, everybody would do it. That's the inventors, logo, or saying.
Why do you think that you would keep going forward and thinking about this and doing it compared to other people? What makes you different as an inventor?
Well, I believe in my product. I believe that, like I said, when I get the feedback from people, and, there's struggles along the way, you get in front of other people, and, the connections that you're trying to just, get it out there into the big mass market. And it's not easy, to try to connect with somebody. So, my husband and I are just going to keep moving forward in trade shows and direct sales and online sales, and keep going. Hopefully, we'll be able to license it. But, what keeps me going is just the feedback that I get. And even like on Facebook, if I'm posting something or my Instagram, I get somebody that bought one like, we love ours, or this is great, and they'll share it. So stuff like that is just like, you know what? It makes you keep going forward because you believe in it.
Very nice. And it's foildecor.com is where they go, right?
Correct. Yes.
And you have Facebook, Foil Decor, and
Instagram.
excellent.
Yep.
So
Yes.
let's kind of shift over to the marketing side now. So really excited. You ended up finding a factory. You started to get the production going. Like, did that hit you with tooling? Like, what was that like? Did you know anything about tooling before you started to manufacture? You started talking to factories?
I didn't. So they told me where to, oh my goodness, just the steps on what did I needed to do and how I needed to do it. But I also want to tell you too that, when I first had my prototype, and the prototype was really for me to go out there and kind of really show people my live product that I have. And it was just, like I said, it was a 3D printed prototype. And, for me to know what kept me going also too, is that I went and I researched um, online, just, the next big, and invention, product out there, join this. Well, I came across an Impex trade show, and I wanted to be able to just introduce my product to anybody, just to see it, kind of get the feedback. And Impex was in Pittsburgh, and it was the last day. And so I had to sign up that day, and I had 5 days to prepare to get to Pittsburgh with my product to show it to anybody who would walk past my table, just to show them. Because I was like, you know what, if I get in front of someone, let me just see if they really love it like I do or believe in it. So I ended up interviewing in the QVC Sprouts program, and the lady loved it. She said, oh my gosh, you know how many casserole dishes that I've left, at somebody else's house? And I'm like, I know. And she says, how many do you have? And I said, well, I just have a patent and a prototype. And she says, well, you need to come back and see us, and which was really encouraging. So on my way home, I ended up coming back with first place in the kitchen category. So that was really exciting. So I was like, wow, I joined the last day, and I ended up interviewing and talking to people, and I ended up winning the first place in the kitchen category. Like, that was just so unexpected for something a week ago that I was just researching, online on what is my next step. I wasn't sure of my next step of what to do. You kind of just keep going.
You sure do.
Yes.
Stay on your way. So talk to me about the packaging. You came up with this name, Foil Decor. How did that come to you? Like, that's a really good name, and you have foildecor.com also, right?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about.
So I was thinking about something decorative for foil pans. So there was the foil and then decor for decorated. So that's how I came up with it.
That's it. First
Yeah,
name,
that's it.
no
Yeah, that's
hus-
it.
husband, nobody. Foil Decor.
Yes, I tried others, but that one just kept sticking with me, you know?
Well, it kind of relates to your everyday business too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Or
Yes.
like on your mind, probably, or close to it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And show us the packaging. I'm going to put
So,
you on so we could see how the packaging is, and tell us the experience that you had going through coming up with this packaging and doing the artwork for it.
So I had a local photographer that I went over to a friend's house, and we made a bunch of food, and we made a mess of our kitchen. We were there, my goodness, 10 hours, and I don't even think we ate anything, but we were trying to get as many pictures as we could, just so that I can have them to post for social media and for my website. And so this was one of our pictures that we came up with, was the shrimp inside. So you can basically put anything in it. You could put hot or cold, just anything that you want to serve with. I mean, people bake cakes in them, or just use them for dips, or like I said, even shrimp. So I was trying to think that what is going to grab somebody's eyes for the packaging. And I wanted to make sure that when we were taking pictures, and actually right down here is actually my neighbor who is actually my model in these pictures. So I was really lucky to find a photographer that was local, and then also my neighbor who was my model, who was that we took these pictures of displaying how to use it. So when you're going to the store and you're realizing, like Bed Bath and Beyond or Target, you see this packaging. You don't realize the steps you have to do to just get the packaging. And you have to get a barcode. And I was like, gosh, a barcode? How do I get a barcode? Um, you have to get a designer that's going to put it all together. Then you have to meet somebody that is going to make the sleeves for you. So it's just all these little steps that you have to go to that I didn't know. So now I appreciate when I see somebody with some type of sleeve or some type of advertisement with their product, that I could say I know exactly what they went through on their numbers and pictures and the modeling of it and how it fits. So yeah, like
Good. Well, it looks very nice. And there's
thank
also
you.
back, there's instructions.
Yep, there is, and inside it shows you how to use it too. So I have like something inside. So here's the front and here's the back of it. So you
And
can see exactly what every little step does. Try to get it here in
and
the picture.
you also include a foil pan in there too, right?
Correct. There's two foil pans inside.
Oh, you set everybody up nicely as soon as they purchase it. How much is it for sale?
So it's $29.99 online and it's free shipping.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about making money with this. So you've really done a super job to this point going through your journey. So now you have product in inventory. So you ordered X amount of inventory, and where did you store it? In your garage, living room, kids' room? Tell what was that like?
Upstairs, downstairs, garage. Forget putting even our bikes in it now, and in a storage unit. Yes. So we first started off with a small order of 500, just to kind of test the market a little bit, and just for these local little like craft fairs that are around, just to see if somebody would like it. Well, we sold out, and it was great. My husband had to go back. They were local, so they were close by. So, after we sold 50, my husband had to go back, and then, we still had 3 more hours and we were sold out. So we went back again. So we just kept selling them, selling them. I was like, gosh, this is just like a little craft fair that we're selling them. So once we sold out, then it was closer to Christmas that we made a bigger purchase. And Christmas time, we didn't sell out because it was Christmas and we were still new. So I really didn't market it because I didn't have the product to market it. So I started marketing it right at Christmas. We sold several. Then we started back in January 2020 and did our first trade show. And after our trade show, we had, the COVID hit and all my trade shows had canceled. So all my really big shows, I didn't get to sell them. So I was really pushing for marketing online. And like I said, I'm on Amazon. I've got my website. I've got, I'm in about 20 different gift shops right now. So we're moving along. I'm happy with the process. Like I said, we're self-funding. So we're not, just out there. We're doing exactly what we can at our pace and it's working.
When your husband had to go back and get more foil,
Product.
yep. What was that? What was his expression or feedback, or what did he
Oh,
say?
he was so excited. He was. He was like, all right, I'll go back again. And I'm like, are you sure? So he came back, God love him. He was sweating, and then but we were so excited and it was just, he had the excitement with me, which was even better because if it wasn't for me marrying my husband, we would have never came up with this idea. So we both do it together when we're at these shows and he's so encouraging, but he's just such a great guy. And it was just fun. It's a lot of fun.
So what's next? You waiting for trade shows? You have Amazon. Tell us what's next and what you're looking to do with this.
So what's next is that I do have some shows right now. I'm also on some wholesale sites that I'm really going to try to market some more so I can get into other gift shops. I would like to license my product is what I would like to do. If not, I just want to get into the big retails and get on everybody's in all the retail shops and get on all the shelves, which would be great.
So you're doing this between your full-time jobs. So how are you dedicating your time to getting this out and being able to sell and build this business?
I do, since we are self-funding, I do have to maintain the income. So, what I'm losing is sleep. So when you do something like this, you just have to make a choice. You just got to push forward. When other people are going to parties or they're going out to dinner, you're making orders, you're putting them together, and you're getting them ready to drive to UPS the next day to ship them off. So you really just it's full time really on both ends. You have to make a choice on what you're going to do. Unfortunately, we're self-funding, like I said, so it's a little bit slower than the normal of having an investor.
Okay. So keep going, right? You have to.
Yeah, that's right. That absolutely, yes.
Good. And
Mhm.
congratulations. So tell us again where we can purchase this, or the different options that are out there. Tell us how to keep in touch with you on your social media.
Yes, so I am foildecor.com, where you can order from me directly. I'm on Amazon and I'm also in other gift shops, but just order from me. um, so yeah, it's $29.99. It comes with 2 foil pans. I'm on. You can like me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, which is Foil Decor, and you could actually see a bunch of pictures of that I have displayed of my product with either different foods or. My girlfriend and I actually yesterday for Valentine's Day, we just put a whole bunch of beautiful flowers inside of my Foil Decor and made a heart, and that was a lot of fun because I'm not a photographer, but I'm doing the best I can. And so yeah, so it's fun. It really is.
Good. Well, that's you got to have fun doing this because
Absolutely, yes.
you have your ups and downs. It sounds like you had it. You really went through the process, and I'm sure there was some hiccups along the way, but you're still smiling, which is great.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Good. So there's many inventors that are listening, that are watching. It doesn't even have to be that. You know what? A lot of people don't even know that they're an inventor, but there's people out
Mhm.
there with big ideas and they're not really sure what to do when they have it. And then you kind of go through this like you have. So, Sabina, why don't you, if you don't mind, just give us some words of wisdom to an inventor out there that's just starting on their journey or they're in the middle of the journey and just seeing it like you see it.
So I would say, you want to take risk, but don't be reckless. You're going to expect the failures, expect spending money, the time and energy, but also too, just, you got to believe in yourself also. And, if you can get the feedback from other people and you believe in it, you're going to spend that time it's not a 9 to 5 job for sure. It is 24 hours. So, you know, just believe in yourself, believe in your product, and be willing, like I said, to take the risk, but just don't be reckless with it.
Sabina, thank you so much for being on our show. You're really a true inspiration to the inventor out there that says, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going for it. I'm going all the way. You have a great product. You have a great personality, great energy. You definitely brought yourself to this level. Hopefully, we'll see some greater success that comes from you because it sounds like you just started and you really haven't had a chance to really get it out there. So
Exactly.
we'll keep in touch for sure.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sabina. And
Thank you.
for those of you who would like to be a guest on the Got Invention show, you can go to gotinventionshow.com and you can be a guest. We can share your experience with everybody out there. Let them know that you're looking to license your idea, manufacture it, get the word out. That's the most important thing. All these inventors listening and watching, keep on inventing and do what you got to do to make it happen. Thank you very much. I'm Brian Freed, your host, and have a great day. Keep on inventing.